Welcome, welcome. Hey, welcome. Let's go ahead and start sharing the live. I'm waiting on a few folks to hop in here, and then we're gonna go ahead and fill up those panels ASAP. If while you guys are popping in there, if y'all can help me out by sharing the live, that would be freaking fantastic. Welcome, No Berry Live. Hey Danny, sorry, I think that was you too. Hey the Berry Girls. Hey Mike. We're gonna start letting people up on the panel in just a few. Welcome Simone, how you doing, love? Hey Mike, I see you. Berry Mother, I see you. We're gonna let some folks pop in here, and then we'll start letting people up on the panel. Happy Sunday, everyone. My co-host will be here shortly. Happy Sunday. Let me see what the vibes are. Who we got in here? We got Simone, we got Danny, we got Mike, we got Miss Mary. Welcome. We are starting to get some traction here. We got Kia, who's one of the mods tonight, so make sure you put some respect on her name. She will be in the chat, scoping out the chat, making sure everyone keeps it cute, keeps it respectful. So make sure to do so. Hey, Big Papa. Hey, Guy. Hey, Keeping Up with Kristen. Got my Brooklyn hat on today. I'm bringing that big Brooklyn energy. So I hope y'all ready. I hope y'all ready. We have a really great show tonight. Let me see who else we got in here. Let's see. I'm gonna send some of these invites out. Y'all can help me in the chat. Send some invites out. Send it to, I'm gonna challenge everyone to send it to at least 5 friends. If you got more than 5 friends you wanna send it to, fantastic. But if we can send it to 5 friends and just put a little emoji in the chat. Hey, what a berry. Okay, period. Thank you. Hey, Moba Sherry, welcome. If y'all can go ahead and continue to share, we're gonna get our co-host up in here. Let's see. Alrighty. There she is. Let's get her up in here. Hey!
Hello everyone. How is everybody this beautiful Sunday evening? How is everybody?
Hey, Casper.
Welcome in.
Welcome. Oh, okay. So, how we feeling? Sunday's here, y'all.
Sunday. I made some awesome Parmesan pork chops and roasted Brussels sprouts for dinner. Berry Mother would be very proud of me. So they were delicious. It was a nice little dinner to have. So look at me cooking, and I didn't make a video because why would I do that? I forgot.
So you guys, we have a really awesome panel tonight. We have so many people on panel that we want to just jump right in. So just to kind of give you guys a sense, you guys know us girls, we can talk all day, every day about our journey, but it's not every day that we have an opportunity to bring up the men in the community. There's actually bariatric men. Did y'all know that? Hey, Tamar.
And there's not just 3 of them. There's more than that.
There's more than 3 bariatric men in this community. I don't know if y'all ready. Let me know y'all ready in the chat. But I'm ready. Throw up them flame emojis.
Jonathan's 2 years post-op. That's amazing. How's your journey going, friend? How do you feel? How do you feel being a man in the bariatric community?
Yes, friend. Okay, we see them fire emojis. We got the ready. I'm ready. Okay, so y'all ready? We're ready. I see a lot of the folks that are going to be on panel already. So we're locked in. Again, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Tonight is usually a ladies' night, but tonight is the guys' night. We're celebrating the bariatric men in this community. We want to show them a lot of love. A lot of them don't go live all the time, so let's be kind to them. Let's show them some love. Drop some likes, drop some gifts if you like. So let's go ahead and start bringing some of them up here. Let's see.
Yes, let's tap those screens, show them love, encourage them throughout their journey while they're being vulnerable and sharing with us everything that they've been through their journey. I know I've talked to Barry Bro about this before, about vulnerability with the men is something that can be very challenging in this journey. And so to have these men here tonight who are willing to share with us and be vulnerable and really give us an insight into a man's perspective of this journey is absolutely amazing. We applaud you and we're humbled that all of you are willing to come join us and share your journeys with us and with this community. We really, really appreciate it.
Guys, so of course you guys already know us. I know we're still waiting on another person, and we do have a surprise guest who's gonna be joining us. So we'll wait a little later to introduce the surprise guest. It's a surprise for everyone. The guys on the panel don't know who the person is either, so it's exciting.
We love a good surprise.
We do love a good surprise, but we're gonna start with our friend here, Tony. If you wouldn't mind quickly introducing yourself, let us know where you're from.
Our moderator with the mostest.
That part. Go ahead, Tony.
All right. How's everyone doing tonight? My name's Tony. I'm from Hanover, Massachusetts. That's about 25 minutes south of Boston. And I had VSG back in February. And I am down 167 pounds.
Woo!
Down from a size 52 waist to a 38.
Nice. And
So
Tony, you want to ask him the question? I know we asked you about your journey, but if you had an opportunity to get your dream car, what would that dream car look like? What would it be?
My what?
Dream car. What's your dream
car? Oh my God, that would be a 50, either between a 57 to a 59 Chevy Bel Air.
Did we just become best friends, Tony?
That's a classic. You can't blame the man. He's a classic man.
Love classic cars.
I love it.
Thank you, Tony. My guy, what's up?
Hey.
Hey.
Okay, I'm here. Hey. Okay, I'll try this.
You want to tell us where you at, where you from, what procedure you had?
I'm Guy from originally from Portsmouth, Virginia. I'm living in Seattle right now. I am 18 months post-op. I had the DS surgery. Not many people familiar with that one, but it's a kind of unfamiliar surgery. But I had the DS surgery on April 26th to 2022. My surgery weight was 389 pounds. I'm now currently down to 208 pounds. I was a size as big. I went to as big as size pants as 54 pants, and now I'm down to a 38 pants, 36, 38 pants. Large shirt from a 5X to a large shirt. Feeling good. I had, I got rid of got rid of pre-hypertension. I had sleep apnea. I got rid of those things. And they were my ailments, and just not worried about my decision. I'm just happy my decision was I made it.
We love that. Thank you so much, Guy. Welcome, Claudio.
Thank you,
Guy. Welcome.
What's going
Thank you.
on? What's going on, y'all? I'm Claudio. First name is Joel, but everybody knows me as Claudio on here.
Which would you prefer, Joel or Claudio? Because we can call you whichever one.
I'll just go with Claudio, man. Everybody calls me Claudio anyway. So I was 371 pounds at my highest, and I lost 70 pounds before surgery in October 2021, and I'm down. I got down to like 193, but now I'm up to like 204, 205. I'm trying to build more muscle. So it's been like a muscle building journey for like the past year probably. Go to the gym 5 days a week, eat plenty of protein. My boy Mike over here knows what it's all about, That's what we do. We've been across each other through this whole process and this whole journey too. So, yeah, man, I just preach fitness, man. I'm heavy on the fitness side and eating for a purpose. You know what I mean?
Love that. We didn't ask, we didn't get, I don't know if Guy answered the question, but we'll go right to you. Dream car. What are we looking at? What are we driving?
Me? Oh man, I like a lot. I'm a big car fan, but a GTR, man, a GTR. I love to go fast. I got a bike.
I have no idea what that means. Is there like a brand name with that, or like
a Nissan?
It goes fast. That's all you
Yeah.
need.
Yeah, Nissan GTRs are fast.
Nissan.
Man.
Okay, see now I know what a Nissan is.
Yeah, but it's
GTR
like,
still means
it's
nothing.
crazy.
Sure, I love that for you.
Yeah, that's mine. I got a bike. I go fast, man. I like speed.
Okay.
So.
Okay, period. Mike, I did mute you, so you may have to unmute, but welcome.
Well, the first Mike. We put Mike and Mike back to back. That's gonna be.
Oh yeah. Okay. Embrace life. I'm gonna say embrace life for now.
You can call me Mike or Michael, either one.
Okay, cool.
We'll have Michael and Mike, maybe that.
Michael and Mike. Okay, that works.
There we go. So I'm Michael. I had vertical sleeve surgery in April of 2019. My heaviest weight was 475 pounds. I am currently sitting at, this morning, 222 pounds. Everybody was giving their pant size, so my biggest pant size at one time was a 62. I'm currently in a 32, 34. Working out has become a lifestyle of mine. It's the thing that I love to do. I'll be taking my personal trainer certification test tomorrow. So looking to help people and really work with people in the bariatric community. Yeah, man. So other than that, I'm just trying to get like my boy Claudio over here. I'm trying to get swole like my man right here, though. I'm trying to get like my man Claudio. But yeah, it's been a long journey. Had a lot of ailments, high blood pressure. After weight loss surgery, I ended up having an aorta dissection, and I tell people all the time I caught a lot of flack early on about having weight loss surgery, but when I had the aorta dissection about 3 years ago, my surgeon told me, he said, Michael, had you not lost the weight that you had lost, you would have died. So that right there solidified for me that I made the right decision, and I'm still kicking. So we just moving and trying to be the best version of me I can be.
Love it.
So now, all right, what's your favorite car?
See, I'm not a car junkie, so I don't really have a favorite car. That's a hard question for me to answer.
We didn't count on y'all not all liking cars.
Yeah, I'm not a car guy. That's not my.
Are you a sports guy?
Yeah, I love sports.
Okay, so if you could own a sports team, which one would it be?
The Lakers, Los Angeles Lakers. That's my team right there. I'm
Solid
a Lakers
choice.
I'm from California. I'm a Lakers boy. That's easy.
Look, we're not mad at the choice. Thank you, Michael. We're gonna jump down to Mike. Now, Mike, I gotta ask you, because we were having a debate before this. Is it Mike Coots or Mike Couds?
It's Mike Coots.
I knew it!
Okay, you were right.
She owes me $10, so thank you for confirming that.
No problem at all. All right, so what's going on, everybody? My name is Mike Koudnies, or M. Coots for short. I had VSG July 20th, 2022. My heaviest weight was 385 pounds. I'm currently 215, so 170 pounds in 16 months.
It's amazing.
Which has been just wild. I was 31, pre-diabetic, high blood pressure, sleep apnea, everything. I haven't used a CPAP in over a year. I have perfect blood pressure, nowhere near diabetic anymore. I'm in the gym 5-6 days a week as much as I possibly can. I went from a 58 waist down to 32, 34. most of my shirts, as most of you guys may have had to do, I had to always custom order shirts from all over online stores. I was 6X, 7X. Now I'm wearing large on average, which is just like mind blowing. And yeah, it's been one hell of a journey, and I'm just excited to keep going and keep focusing on my health, wellness, and fitness, and just living my life.
That's amazing.
Now, are you a car guy or are you a sports guy? Because now we got to know either or. Where are we sitting
So
with this?
if I had the opportunity to get any car in the world, it would be an all original '69 Dodge Charger. I've wanted one since I was a kid, and just to have one of those in my driveway would be unbelievable.
I love that.
That she knows what it is.
I do. Look, and what's sad is I know as much about sports as I do about cars, y'all. So like, totally out of water here, okay?
Famous! What's up, my guy?
Oh, what up, King?
What's poppin'? Sorry for the lateness. I was.
You gotta have one.
We didn't even notice.
Yeah, I was CP time. You know what I'm saying?
Good. That's fine.
My name Famous. I've had the vertical sleeve as well. Back in 2017, my highest weight was 380. I was wearing a 50-52 in pants, and I used to think that my 48s was my skinny jeans. And to date, I'm down 133 pounds, so I'm at like 200 right now. Shirt wise, I tend, because I still be holding on to my big boy. My 2Xs is large, but naturally I fit in an extra large. My pant size is a 36, 38 with a belt. It got to be dumb tight though. But like some of the other guys, I mean, I've had diabetes at the age of 21. My hemoglobin A1C recently is 5.1, which means I'm doing phenomenal. I don't have high blood pressure no more. The only pills that I am taking in life are the vitamins that is recommended from having this surgery. So with that, I'm blessed. I don't have sleep problems, no apnea. I'm not dying 52 times in the middle of the night. I don't snore no more. And best of all, I got a girlfriend. I'm wearing her ass out. Okay, like out. So
Dropping the Barry D on her. Okay, period.
So if you could own any car in the whole wide world, what would it be?
It would have to be a customized car. I've always been a fan of the 1970 SS Chevelle, but it would have to have all new shit. I don't like nothing old. Like I want power windows, a real air conditioner, a Bluetooth player, and all that. So I like the body of the car, but it got to have all new shit in it. So something off of like Fast and Furious.
You might as well just get a Tesla at this point because you're asking for too much.
It's my dream car. It's my dream car.
Look, I'm
not he said, you're not supposed to be the one to yuck people's yum.
I don't yuck anyone's yum. You're right. My bad.
Famous, my first car was a 74 Chevelle Laguna.
That's fire.
Awesome.
Now, I know you guys kind of talked about how you ended up, what procedures you had, but we didn't really dive into what kind of led to that decision. I know some folks may be for health reasons, some folks may be mobility concerns, but I guess we'll start with Tony. I know you currently are working in the health field. Did that at all have any influence in your decision to have surgery? Or was this just something that you kind of led up to for medical reasons?
It was a little bit of everything. So I'm all over the hospital. I walk all over the hospital. I work with the OR. So I do sterile processing. So we're running instruments and supplies back and forth to the OR, and that's from one side of the hospital to the other side of the hospital. So I had a very active job, and I was 425 pounds, and trying to carry that much weight across the hospital and trying to get things there in an emergency was very difficult. I had injured my back about 10 years ago. I had a very bad back. It was adding stress to my back, my legs, my knees, just running around. And I had sleep apnea, so at one point, I was falling asleep. I would sit at the computer working on inventory work, and I would fall asleep in the middle of, in the middle of working or in the middle of a conversation with people. And I would fall asleep in the middle of driving. So it became very scary. Like I knew I had problems. I was in denial. And when it began to really affect like my home life and my work life, I knew that I had to make a change. I went on a vacation to New York with my family, and I just remember like seeing myself in the mirror as I was trying to roll myself out of the hotel bed, and was just like, this, I can't live like this. I'm like, this is horrible. I'm not going to see my kids grow up, or I'm going to leave my wife alone by herself. And it was a wake up call that, there was just so many things at one time happening, and I knew I needed to make a change.
Thank you, Tony, for sharing that. What about for you, Guy? What point did you realize that, look, bariatric surgery might be the option? Did you just have an aha moment, or was this something you really thought out for a while? And you're on mute, Guy, just so you know.
For me, I started thinking about it many, many years ago. About I say almost 10 years ago. I looked into it because I had a coworker of mine that had it, and he had some great results from it. And I was like, well, man, he just changed his whole life around. And then, unfortunately, when I checked into it, he was a VA veteran, so he was able to get insurance to take for and pay for it, everything. But through our insurance, we didn't have any kind of thing. So I kind of said, okay, well, when they told me 20-some thousand plus, I was like, okay, you got to get in the gym. I can't do that right now. So I kept going up and down in weight, and I've been not afraid of the gym, but my biggest thing was consistency. So I started doing that, and then when I got a little bit longer later on, I started having friends around my same age pass away with ailments that I had or was close to having. My doctor always used to say, you got good blood work, you got all these things going good for you right now. You're 44 years old, well 43 at the time. You're 43 years old. You're almost on borrowed time. You don't have these problems. You got blood pressure. You got your sleep apnea. But how many times how long do you think you can do this? And even my own brother be like, hey, there ain't that many 400-pound 80-year-olds out there. So you got to fix this. So that came more into my mind, more set mindset, and I kept rethinking about the situation. And unfortunately, my company had new insurance, and they covered it 90% for the surgery. And I was like, let me check into this a little more, so and see if I'm really going to be interested in doing this. And I talked to the guy and got into more stuff and started doing research and all that stuff. And I decided to go. And like I said, between my friends passing away, I had like two friends that was younger than me and just a couple older, and dying from being overweight or complication problems. And I didn't have any major problems with my physical, but I was like, man, I'm starting to hurt when I go down the stairs. And I've always been a kind of physical, moving big man, but it's a lot tougher now. So it's like, and what am I doing? I used to play football, but I don't do this. No, I can't. I ain't playing no more. I get winded now for 15 minutes after playing basketball, and I also wanted to have kids. So and then my doctor said, hey, it may turn things around, and so and here's all the pluses and stuff like that. So
it was a combination. It was the medical, fertility. It was a lot, but I mean, here you are now. But thank you so much for that, Guy. I'm going to jump right to Claudio just in the interest of time. Claudio, did you have an aha moment, or was it something you kind of just jumped into at first?
I always, considered it because I've been up and down my entire life. So, I mean, I've been 280, 210, up to 330, down to 280, up to 370. And when I hit 370, I didn't even realize it. So, I hurt my back at work, and I work a physical job. I work for a beverage company. I deliver beverages all over the place. And I bent over one day, I picked it up, and I threw my lower back out, and I couldn't work. I couldn't support my family. I couldn't do nothing. I went on like a kind of like a short term disability type thing, and I just said I was like I gotta figure something out, you know. And every time I tried to lose weight, you know, I would run, go to the gym, you know, do all that, and I would get runner's knee, like I just wake up in the middle of the night with pain. So then I did the whole blood work and doctor's visits and all that after I found out I was 370. Because I didn't have a scale, I didn't weigh myself or anything. I just, you know, I work a physical job, so I thought I was good. I didn't see it. I didn't see it in the mirror. I didn't see how big I really actually was. So, um, after I hurt my back and I found out how much I was, I went to a bariatric program in my hometown, and they did like all the blood work and everything, and my sugars were higher. They did a sleep study. I had sleep apnea. I didn't know that. I was always tired. I didn't, you know, with the sleep apnea, so I had that, and my blood pressure was a little higher too. So I decided to finally do it. I mean, I was getting up there in age, and you know, the doctor said that going up and down how it was over the years, because they had my whole history. They brought my whole history up, and they say, you know, oh, you're 210 here, you're 240 here, you're, you know, 220 here, and then next thing you know, you're 300. Like the up and down was gonna just, you know, mess up my heart, you know, is what they were saying. So they're like, yeah, I think this is a good option for you. That was in February of 2021. And so I started working at it. They put me on medications, which was, what was it? Topamax, and the other one. I don't know if y'all know the other one that they take to lose the weight. So I took the medications, and I lost 70 pounds like that. So that was until October. And then I was kind of on the fence of having a surgery or not. But the doctor, you know, he said that I will for sure, the weight won't come back this time if I do it. So I said, all right, well, let's go
Yeah,
through with it, I guess.
I hear that. Well, thank you, Claudio. Michael. I was like, Michael.
I was about to be like, Cole.
I know you kind of dived into some of the reasonings on why you ended up having surgery. I guess my question would be more specific to, was this an easy decision for you? Did you just jump right in? Did you have to kind of talk yourself into it? Did it take some time? Just so you know, you're on mute, so you might have to unmute real quick.
All right, so my aha moment, kind of like Claudio over the years, my weight fluctuated up and down. The problem was, as I got bigger, I was in denial about how big I was actually getting. And it wasn't until I got sick in 2018, I was thinking I had a cold or a respiratory infection or something. I was just having a hard time breathing.
Right.
Go to the hospital, come to find out my blood pressure that particular day was 220 over 210. And my doctor was like, "You're a walking stroke." And they weighed me, and this is when it really hit me. So they had to weigh me. So the scale they had in the hospital was just a regular scale. They didn't go up that high. So I'll never forget, the nurse took me outside to the loading dock, and I had to get on a industrial scale that they use to weigh pallets and stuff like that. And when I saw that 473 hit that scale, that's when it really, really hit me. I was always like, you know, I've always been a big dude. I was like, yeah, I'm big, but I'm not that big. No, I was that big. And it wasn't until I saw that 473 roll across that scale, and the fact that I had to go outside onto the dock and be weighed because I couldn't be weighed on a regular scale, that was the breaking point for me. I had people in my family that did weight loss surgery, but they were not successful with it. So I knew early on going into having weight loss surgery that, and I tell people all the time, the people that I work with now, I'm like, the weight loss surgery is just a tool. If you're not willing to put in the work that you need to and break those old habits that you have that got you to that point, you're not going to be successful with it. So I did all my research. The place where I went to in Baltimore to get mine done, they really only offered the vertical sleeve. They were just like, you know, we could do a bypass and all that stuff, but they thought it was too invasive and they didn't think I needed it. So I had the vertical sleeve in 2019. 2 months after I had surgery, I was in the gym, and I knew that, and the weight was coming off really, really fast, but as the weight started to come off, it put me into a deeper depression because as the weight came off, I started looking like a melted candle. And I was like, I don't like the way I look now. So I ended up having skin removal surgery just around my midsection, and I had basically had a back lift as well. That was the only procedure I had done, and I knew, I was like, the gym, it has to be my second home. And since 2019, it's been my second home, and it's been the thing that has kept me alive. And when I had the aorta dissection, like I told you, when I had the aorta dissection, the doctor was like, you would have died. That one, it really hit me that I really, really had to take this thing super serious. So from that point on, I had to be very cautious about what I put in my mouth and stuff like that, just to make sure that I'm completely healthy. Now I'm on no blood pressure medicine. I do take one for my heart, but that's about it. Blood pressure's good. Blood sugars are good. All my blood work comes back positive every year. So it's a step, but hitting 470 pounds, that was my eye-opening moment for me, and I knew I had to do something. And weight loss surgery is the thing that helped save my life. I bet anything on that part of it.
We're so blessed that you're here. We both were like, when you said your blood pressure, we were like, like that's scary.
Yeah.
That's a
so. My doctor at the time was a black woman. I'll never forget when she looked, she said, "You're a walking stroke." And then she gave me a few choice cuss words and asked me, why, I hadn't been getting myself checked out. And that's the other thing. I tell men all the time, like, up until that point, I really thought I was invincible. And that right there showed me that I was not invincible. Like, at any moment, I could have dropped dead at any point, with blood pressure that high. So, it's just something that I don't play around with. And then I look back on life and I'm like, all these years I let go. I let my health just, I was so worried about everything. I had a family, kids, all of that stuff. I'm thinking everything went into them, but I didn't pour into myself. And that right there was probably one of the things that I do regret, not paying more attention to me and making sure that my health was good, because if my health isn't good, I'm not going to be good for anybody.
That's right.
Mike Coots. I know we talked about this before in other panels, but for those people who aren't familiar with your story, like what led you to having bariatric surgery? What was your aha moment?
So mine kind of comes from like family life and work life, like meetings. So for those of you that don't know, I work in law enforcement. I'm a correctional officer. I was assaulted at work in June of 2021, and while I was falling to the ground, I tried to catch my own weight, and just my own weight tore my rotator cuff and my patella of my knee. So that was a huge long-term recovery for me, being 350 plus at that point. And then as time went on and my job was being more and more physical, I started to realize, like, listen, like, Mike, you're 30 years old. You just got married. You want to eventually have a family someday, right? And I started kind of doing a lot of self-reflecting, being like, you know what? Like, I eventually want to be that dad that can get down on the ground and play with his kids and, go to sporting events and travel the world and be there for my wife and my family when they need me, whenever they need me, for whatever reason. And it was a really emotional mindset when I was starting to hear from my doctors and friends and family, like, that's not going to be an option. The way that you're going, you won't be around long enough to have kids. You won't be around long enough to enjoy your life or to travel the world. So I sat down with my wife and I did some reflecting, and I brought up weight loss surgery, just kind of as almost like a joke. And my wife was like, all right, let's go to your doctor. Let's get a referral. Let's find out what we have to do. And I wasn't expecting that kind of support. So the very next day, I called my doctor at 8 a.m. I had an appointment at 9:15 a.m. and I had my referral to the bariatric clinic by 9:30 a.m. And my very first appointment was the following week. And I had VSG last July, just like Embrace Life. Michael over there, exactly 2 months later, I was back at the gym. I call the gym my church. It's where I go to pray and take care of myself 3 to 5, 6 days a week. I'm stronger than I've ever been. I'm lifting heavier than I've ever been. I have my health back. And the best part is my wife is literally due any day now. So the goal of me becoming a dad is real. Thank you.
So you get to be the dad you always wanted to be, which is so amazing, Mike. That is such like to see yourself achieve goals. I'm sure that it's just a dream come true.
Yeah, and it's kind of wild to think about it because like I very rarely talk to any friends or family, especially on TikTok, about like, my personal life, or people don't even know that I have a kid on the way. Well, I guess you all do now, right? But it was one of those things that I wanted to make sure that I could find a way to love myself, take care of myself, put my health, wellness, and fitness first. Because if I can do that, then I can take care of everyone around me tenfold better than I ever thought that I could when I was 380 pounds, putting everyone else before me. But now, I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm working on, fitness and eating every single day and just making sure that everyone around me is taken care of. But, daddy gets taken care of first now, so I can take care of everyone else better,
Absolutely.
Love
Congratulations. We got a lot of folks in the chat saying congratulations. I think some folks are saying, do you know the gender? But
if you want to share, no pressure.
No pressure.
Any day now, I'm gonna be a girl dad, and I cannot wait to have a baby girl. Yep.
I love
And now you can scare any boys that try to intimidate her.
Oh,
you
yes.
gotta let them know that you have a whole community that would beat them up for this girl. So just so they know, it's not just that.
All they have to do is see me lifting at the gym, and they'll be scared enough.
I got to cut in. As a father, I have both. I have 3 boys, 3 girls.
Woo.
Boys are a lot easier. Girls, as soon as they get to the teenage years.
Listen, she's only 4, and I'm already praying to the dear
I
Lord.
got a
I can't
17.
imagine what my teenage years are going to be like.
Trust me, bro. I got 4
Please
of them.
help me. I need guidance because this is not easy.
I got a 16-year-old, 13-year-old, and 11-year-old girls, and I mean, boys are easy, man. Video games, you gotta beg them to shower, yada yada yada. Girls,
that part, the shower. Can we talk about it?
Girls
There's a part of me that's excited about this for you guys.
I can't wait.
This is so exciting. I love girl dads. Y'all will be doing a lot of stuff that you normally wouldn't do for your daughters. Trust me. We have another girl dad.
Oh, yeah.
What's up? Talk to me. How'd you
First of all, want to give big shout outs to my daughter. She's home from Grambling State University, HBCU. Yeah. So being a girl dad is hella fun. Like, it's hella fun. It's challenging. And girls tend to do a lot better than boys. Like, my daughter's is way smarter than I ever was in my life. But yeah, so the changing moment for me, actually, while we're talking about kids, was my kids. They were much younger. They're 19 and 16 now. And having diabetes, I found out that I had diabetes around the age of 21, and I kind of just let it go. I visited the hospital to get bariatric surgery when they were doing like lap bands, and so the gastric sleeve wasn't even around. So it was the Roux-en-Y and lap band, and I believe they had the duodenal switch going on during that time. And going to the informational, it made me scared when they all came through. Going through the when they started talking about the mortality rates and stuff like that, it scared the hell out of me. They told me that 1 in 100 people will die. And then the other thing was, it was like, you'll never be able to drink again. And I was like, damn, I'm like young, 20 years old. I ain't even started drinking yet. So I left that alone. And then as I had kids and my kids was getting older, I wanted to be around for them. Like, I'm comfortable dying for any reason in the world outside of being fat. So that was the changing moment for me, because I wanted to be around for my kids. I wanted to be the father that I didn't have. And to do that, I had to be healthy. I had to be here. I had to be present. I didn't want to just be a memory for my children. I wanted to be there for my children to create these memories. So they were a big inspiration and me even taking the steps and having the courage to go through the process and be here today.
Uh, and that's important. You know, there's a lot of people who we don't realize our decisions impact directly or indirectly. Kids being the number one, they didn't ask to be here, and now they are. So we do have to do our best to be around for the long haul. And I just want to go back to something that I think it was, I don't know if it was Mike that mentioned it, but body image, body dysmorphia. We don't talk about this much with the men, but we all, as women, we talk about this all day, every day. We're like, I don't really see the weight loss. Do you guys experience any of that as men, where you're looking in the mirror and you don't always see the new you? You still see the you from before surgery? How?
Every day.
We'll start with
every day.
Every day, yeah.
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 What's your experience with that?
I just I had to go clothes shopping, and I still reach for the larger clothes. I was wearing a size 48, 44, like shorts and pants for the longest time. I had people at work telling me, "Bro, you really need like new clothes. These clothes are too big for you." I'm like, "No, no, no, these fit me just fine." And when I like tried on pants, I was like, "Oh, I need to try on smaller pants." And like I still grab the wrong size clothing. I still shop in the wrong areas. And when I mean DXL, I drive by it and I'm like, I don't need to shop there no more. That's crazy.
Yeah, DXL. Wow.
I can still, like, I pull out clothes and I'm like, there's no way this is gonna fit me. Like, this is too small for me, you know? And then I put it on and I'm like, oh no, it does fit. This is weird.
I know.
Yeah,
do you guys feel that too? Do you feel that? Like, is that something you pull out clothes? You know, even though you bought it,
speaking of that,
it fits, you still pull it out and you're like, this is not it. This is not gonna work. Because I do that. Like, Tony, do you feel that way?
Yeah, all the time. It's a real mind, like.
And what were you saying, Guy? It looked like you were about to do a show and tell. I think he was pulling out.
Well, I'm in the process of moving and everything, and I was like, and the same thing we were talking about clothes and everything. So I was like going through stuff, and I was like, man, you know, I don't want to give these things up. And I was like, all right, let me find. I got this old coat. I was like, let me go see what I can. And I was like, oh, no, I can't even
give it up.
And this would be something. Where?
He looks like
I know it's gone. It's gone. But
coat, y'all.
But so I'm like, this is where I used to be. I'm like, oh, I thought this jank was player back in the day, but now this jank is gonna be a nice little throw blanket if I'm gonna do it. But
it's a blanket.
You realize it's gonna be gone now. It's gonna be gone. I paid a whole bunch of money for it, but
you're gonna bless someone else with it, right?
Bless somebody, and I'm like, oh, how far can you take a coat in? No, you can't take that in.
You might as well buy a new coat at that point.
Yeah, and stuff like that. But do you realize it?
They're saying in the chat, let it go, Guy.
But why didn't nobody tell me I was that big? So I was like, dang. I'm like, all right. So, I'm used to being a big man. I was all my life. My dad was a big guy, and I was a little guy, and the running family joke was, oh, hey, little guy getting bigger than your own daddy, you know, big guy. And so like, and then that was the whole little joke and everything. And now somebody come up to me and tell me, hey, what's up, skinny? I'm like, woo, that's a gut punch for me. I'm like, I ain't skinny. I ain't used to that.
Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah.
Claudia, what about you? How do you deal with body dysmorphia? And, you know, is that something that's impacted you tremendously during your journey?
Yeah, like my body dysmorphia is a little different. Like, I mean, for a long time throughout my journey, like I saw the big guy, but now it's like that I'm on a muscle building journey. I'm trying to get bigger. It's like I feel too skinny. Like I look at pictures from last summer when I lost all the weight at first, and I'm like, I was really skin and bones. So now it's like I'm trying to build muscle. So now it's like I take in higher protein. So it's like I always look in the mirror now. My body dysmorphia is like, dude, you're too small. Like, let's go, let's go. Like, you know what I mean? So it's all a mental game, really. I mean, but for the
I
first,
do have a side question to that, and only because maybe this is more guy related. Like, obviously, for me as a woman, and maybe not every woman feels this way, but like for me, like trying to think about getting bigger is scary, right? Like I
yeah,
don't want to be any bigger. That's why I
yeah.
had this surgery. Like, what do you
Well,
mean?
that's why I
So,
don't look at
like,
the
for
scale
a
anymore.
man, you get down and you're so skinny, you need to put that. I mean, we need to put the muscle on too. But for men, you want to have that muscle and that bulk, right?
Right.
But how do you like, do you have an internal battle at all with the skill of like, okay, the skill's going up and I know I'm building muscle, but also like, is there that panic or that fear of
Yep.
building? And do you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying. I
Absolutely.
think
I
we
don't even
all
look at the
know when
scale.
we see that scale going up, you're like,
I
oh
don't. Yeah,
shit.
I don't look at the scale. I do not look at the scale anymore.
Okay,
Like
okay.
I used to like obsess over the scale, and I preach this. I used to obsess over the scale on a daily basis. It was every day. Wake up, weigh myself every day, every day, every day, every day. And now it's like maybe once every 2 to 3 weeks I'll check it out. And when I saw 205, because like when it started going up, I'd panic and I'd like start eating different. Like I'd start like, okay, well I can't eat this or I can't drink that, you know. So I'm like, you know what, just stop looking at it. And I just started lifting heavier and started you know, doing more calisthenics and doing more of my workouts, eat more protein, eat more fats, carbs, all that. Like I just started taking in more and I started seeing more muscle come on. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, here we
So
go.
do you now, do you think you go by what you look like in the mirror? Like, are you happy with what you're seeing in the mirror? But does your
Yeah,
body dysmorphia fuck with that at all?
not really. I mean, because I
Okay.
like so it's more like I chase the pump every day at the gym. So like I look at like the when the pump is hitting right, man, it's really going. Like I take a
Don't
lot
like
of gym
Claudio
shakes.
passes every mirror and is
Hey,
like,
I'm gonna need tips from all of y'all. 'Cause that's the
I
point I'm at right now
love it.
myself,
Yeah,
y'all.
I
I
mean
need the
it's
tips.
Yeah.
the little
Yeah.
tricep
Yeah,
lift
I
See,
know.
down,
I hear
You
you.
you
know,
know,
Oh, let me
little,
take the shirt off. Let me
you know what I
start.
mean? So
This, you guys, we didn't plan this. If they flex on camera, that's all for y'all, okay?
we
Oh, we
anticipate
flexing?
getting the
Okay,
big
we gonna
judgment
flex it?
here.
Oh,
Do we
okay.
Take
want
the
to take a moment
shorts
to
off.
flex?
What?
Okay, go ahead, y'all. Y'all can flex on
So,
this.
Michael, how have
Oh.
you embodied
Oh, we
dysmorphia? How do
flexing?
you
Okay,
handle
honey.
it? I know you've had
All right, here we
surgeries
go.
as
What
well,
we doing?
Michael. So, what's that like for you when you deal with body dysmorphia?
Come
So
on, go famous. Famous, get on
the
it.
weird one, mine was like I went backwards. So normally when people lose a lot of weight, their confidence kind of comes up. I was always a confident big dude, even at my heaviest.
Same here.
You
Yeah.
couldn't
Same
tell
here.
me nothing. I thought I was fly, boy. It was just. But as I started to lose the weight, I started feeling like I kind of lost my identity, and that really really messed with me because I was always Big Mike. That was always my thing. I was always the biggest dude in the room. To me, and as weird as this may sound, I felt like my size made me special. It made me different
Okay.
because I was that dude. And so as I started losing, and my weight early on came off really fast. Like it was just dropping, dropping, dropping. And I went into like a depression because I was like, I don't know who I see in the mirror anymore. So now as I'm been weight training and putting on the muscle, even now, like just like Claudio said, the reason I thought that was so funny because a lot of the pictures that I post are like right after the gym when I'm pumped up. You know what I'm saying? The veins is popping, you feeling yourself. But there's a lot of times when I'm at home and I take my shirt off, I'm like, I still see that 475-pound guy in the mirror.
Okay.
And it, you know, it's so weird. Social media can be an amazing place, and it can also be a weird place. Like, you know, I still got a lot of loose skin around my chest. So I've had people jump into my DMs, even on my posts, and claim that I was a woman, that I've had a breast augmentation, and that I'm going through a transition. It's like all this craziness.
People are
And
really
early
out there
on,
with the audacity.
yeah,
I
it's weird.
swear.
But like the fact that anybody would think I was a woman before is hilarious to me. But that's the kind of craziness that I get. And so for a long time, I was very, I'm not going to say ashamed, but just very cautious of who I told about everything that I was going through with the weight loss surgery and all that. Now I don't give a damn. But my body dysmorphia, yeah, it has its moments. It kicks in and it rears its ugly head a lot. And I'm really trying to control that. And like Claudio said, it's a mind thing because you know I can look in the mirror and see, okay, you know I've added on 15 pounds of muscle. I know I'm not that same guy, but sometimes your brain can tell you, like, but now what it's doing is making me work even harder. And that's the thing. So I've been able to meet a lot of people in the fitness industry who have been very instrumental in working with me and transforming my body and all that stuff. But yeah, that body dysmorphia can be a monster at
We
times.
see the
Super
actual
monster.
picture, Michael. If you just
but see again, that picture right there, fresh out the gym.
You gotta come a little bit this way.
I was swole up right there.
Yeah,
Fresh out the gym.
them pump pictures hit different.
And I got to thank my man Claudio, because when I started talking to him,
not all the women getting this close to the phone.
Yeah, I've been on my creatine heavy, Claudio. That creatine is, hey, that creatine is the real deal, bro.
That creatine.
Hey.
So y'all got to help me on that part. So the creatine is the where is that? Because that
y'all gonna have to connect off camera.
Yeah,
with this.
Y'all connect later.
That's the part. I'm next.
We're about to have a whole bromance thruple, okay?
All right, yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm like, I want to get a little thicker. I want to get like 15 more pounds, and I'll be straight.
Might go into labor any second.
Did you see how their eyes lit up when they said creatine? They all were like, oh.
I've been thinking about it, but I know both.
Hey, talk to Claudio. Claudio, the one got me on it. Real talk.
All right, Claudio. All right.
So, Mike, what about you? How have you dealt with, or have you experienced any kind of body dysmorphia, and how have you combated that?
Every day, all day. Like, honestly, like, for me, I actually relate a lot to Michael. I've always been Big Mike to all my friends, Big Mike to family, Big Mike to my nieces and my nephew. And now everyone kind of jokes like, "Oh, hey, it's Medium Mike." Like they're trying to like be like fighting, joking about
Not
it. I'm
Medium
like, okay,
Mike.
cool. But like, I'm just like the guys that are above me. Like I'm in the gym almost every day. Like I'm lifting heavy. I'm trying to focus on my mindset on actually putting on muscle and filling out in size to fill up some loose skin areas. And I have people slide into my DMs from the gym and talk to me at the gym now and all this stuff. Like everyone at the gym knows my name and they're like, "Oh, you're doing such an amazing job. You look so fantastic. Oh, you can see your muscles." I'm like, "Yep, that's just the pump talking." But then I get home and I look in the mirror and I'm like, my God, like I actually do see definition. I do see size. I do like how I look. And then I take my shirt off and I see the loose skin of my lower abdomen and I go right back instantly in that moment to negativity, depression, that 385-pound
Yep.
Mike that was just sad and alone, that no one cared about, nobody pushed. And I genuinely feel that that's something that I'm going to be dealing with for a very, very long time, maybe even after skin removal in the future when I get there. But I've also done a lot of reflecting and I've been talking myself into the mindset that this has made me who I am today. The things that I've battled through a lifetime of obesity and all the demons I've battled in these last 16 months in this new journey, the ups, the downs, the good, the bad, the ugly, it makes Mike who Mike is today. And as I said earlier, like finding ways to love myself and appreciate myself has to come first. So yeah, maybe I am Medium Mike now. And I do know the times and the places and situations that make me feel the best when I look at myself in the mirror. And that's why I was telling, Michael and Claudio, like the gym is my new church, because when I go there and I have that pump on and I'm taking my creatine and I'm having a good, like really heavy lift, I see people looking at me being like, holy shit, like he's actually going to lift that much weight, or he's actually doing that. Like we can't do that. And that's a whole another line of motivation I never thought I was going to have in my life. So just taking everything in from every direction and just finding a way to process it for my own mental health and putting my mindset first has been a huge avenue of dealing with body dysmorphia. But it's definitely something that I deal with daily, hourly, sometimes minutely. Half the time looking at this panel, I'm looking at the guys up here, I'm like, oh, everyone looks so fantastic. Like, everyone's got big smiles on, everyone's got amazing good stories. And I've caught myself 3 times being like, well, like, should I pose like this? Should I flex? Should I do something? But it's just something that
even just with confidence. I even put my shirt back on. Like, you know what?
I'm not flexing. As long as it's dude is on the screen, I ain't flexing.
I ain't put my shirt back on. I was like, yeah, you know what?
I don't even feel that big though. Like it's crazy because like I'm trying to get bigger.
It's not even that. You just cut up. That's what I'm trying. I'm trying to get that cut. I'm trying to get that cut.
I feel the bromance cooking up, guys. I don't know about y'all.
I feel like there's going to be a group chat later. I don't know. But I do want to say, Mike, I really appreciate your vulnerability and willing to point out that even men compare themselves to other men, because I think a lot of times people just think that women are comparing themselves to other women. And so to be able to vocalize that, right? Because it may happen, but maybe it's not as like stated. And that's a vulnerable point. And I again want to point out that every man that's up here is giving a vulnerability that is so, so important to this community. I think there's so many men that go through this but aren't here or aren't seeing themselves maybe necessarily represented. So you guys showing up and being willing to share with us is amazing, and especially something as vulnerable as your body dysmorphia or comparing yourself to someone else, because it's extremely easy to look at yourself. Women, we see different body types, but men have that as well. And so the fact that you acknowledge that and say that out loud is just so admirable to me, and I'm sure to so many other people who might be struggling with the same thing. So thank you for that. Oh, go ahead. No, go
I was just gonna say, like, when I started my journey, I could not find any men in the community. I looked on TikTok and platforms; it was like non-existent. And I had friends all the time being like, "Well, don't talk about your feelings. That's like you're being a wuss. Men don't do that."
Yeah.
And I started telling myself, you know what? I wish people would tell me what I want to hear versus what I need to hear. Two different aspects. Like if I share my vulnerabilities, my weakest moments, my mindset, my happy days, my sad days, someone out there is going to take that because they needed to hear it. And if nobody says it, no one's going to fill that cup. So I'm like, I've always wanted to be an open book because good, bad, ugly, happy, sad, someone needs to hear what you're going through so that they can relate and they can make the changes in their lives that they need.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you to all the men on the panel. I know we're
still
rocking and rolling, but I want to give Famous the opportunity. Have you had any moments where maybe you don't necessarily see the body image everyone else sees or experience any body dysmorphia? For those who aren't familiar with it, just that disconnect between the reality versus what's actually, happening or what we see in the mirror all the time. Have you experienced any of that?
Absolutely. There are a lot of times, even today, I'm coming up on like 6 years post surgery, and I still see myself the same. Like body wise, to me, I still feel like I look the exact same, right? From what I remember. But there are things that I do that I know where the dysmorphia comes into play. For instance, if I go to a restaurant as a fat dude, I always chose to sit at a table, not at a booth. You know what I'm saying? So like I would never, every time that I slide into a booth, I got at least a foot between my belly and the table. And those are those moments that I smile. So although I'm nervous every time that I sit down, it is an automatic non-scale victory for me that I'm hella thankful for. When I get on an airplane, hey, look, I grab that seatbelt and I'm like, click, click, and I get to pull and I got extra strap and I ain't got to whisper to the stewardess, hey, slide me an extra seatbelt extender. You know what I'm saying? Like a drug deal or something.
I carry my, I have my own.
Bruh.
Yeah, so
that shit is
those are when I have those.
I carry my own just for that reason, man.
And I believe my experience through this journey is what helped me be more comfortable with my body. Like a lot of y'all, I always been big fame. There are people who describe me off of me, and a person who I used to talk to when she first met me, they was like, well, how would you describe Famous? They was like, oh, he's 6 feet, kind of slim. I was like, slim? Baby, come on, bring that in here. Cause I ain't never been called slim a day in my life. You know what I'm saying? So for people to be like, oh, that's slim, I at the time I believe my daughter was 10 years old after I had lost a lot of weight. My 10-year-old daughter picked me up on her back and gave me a piggyback ride. You know what I'm saying? So things like that, I'm like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? So like the dysmorphia never actually really goes away. You just kind of got to be comfortable with who you are. And even it plays out when I've talked to y'all. I've had Latanya in here, Sandra, and even some of y'all was like, boy, if you don't take that big ass t-shirt off, I'm like, look, I just bought this shirt. I put it on. It's a 2X, but it's flying in the wind. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
That part.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
Tuck it in. It looks good if you tuck it in.
yeah. I'm like,
that's
oh no,
important.
because it's what I've been used to, and it's like
Yep, I did the same.
I don't tend to see myself different, and then like I get smaller clothes and put them on and be like, damn,